Now in this lecture, let me walk you through this JavaScript, what we are going to implement in the next lectures. And we're also adding menus and actual content to our HTML sites. Now in our JavaScript part, we have an app object and we bind it to the window. And here we have a few functions. Start, here's where we're gonna bootstrap everything. Then we have a status, which basically just sets a status to an HTML element. We have one function, print important information, and we are going to use this function to print out the current balance of our tokens and the current balance of our Ether in our account. Then we have some exchange specific functions. We have again one function to bootstrap our exchange, one function to start watching our events, one function to add tokens to the exchange, refresh the balance in the exchange, deposit Ether, withdraw Ether, deposit token. Then we have specific functions for trading. We also have a bootstrapping function for the trading, called it init trading, and update the order books so we get the current order books for the buy and sell orders. We have one function that starts listening to trading events, one function to sell, and one function to buy tokens. And I've named them functions. I've named this all myself, so they are not given or something. It's just, this is how I used to structure the logic. And then we have token specific functions. We have some function to update the token balance, watch tokens, send tokens, and change the tokens allowance. At the very end, there is a very special part, which is usually part of every kind of bootstrapping for every Web3 application. So if you are using Angular or if you're using Vue or anything else, you have to have somewhere bootstrapping from your app. And here you have to look if Web3 is already defined or not. Because if Web3 is already defined, then you can use the Web3 object which is injected by the MetaMask or Mist, but it's still recommended to create a new object and just use the current provider of the Web3 object which was injected. So this is what we're going to do here. We are assigning window Web3 a new Web3 object and giving it a provider which is the current provider. But if there is no object injected yet into our window, then we have also a new Web3 object and we give it a new HTTP provider, a new Web3 providers HTTP provider, and we let it point to, for example, localhost 8545 in case we have opened a Geth console. Now again, if you're opening this website in Mist or if you're opening this website in Chrome when MetaMask is installed, obviously Web3 will be injected and we can use the provider from Web3 which was injected. I have no idea where this points to, but Mist and MetaMask are dealing with that. If we are not having any Web3 injected, for example, we're using Firefox or Safari, then we need to give it an HTTP provider endpoint. This is the endpoint where the JSON RPC interface is located at. Okay, now our index HTML, managed token HTML, and trading HTML are all completely empty. And what I want to add first is a menu. And Bootstrap has us covered here with a nice menu, and I basically just copy and paste the menu from the getbootstrap.com site. In here, I just changed the actual menu items, and in this page, because it's all very static HTML, I assigned it the class active to the managed token menu item. So this is where we are at. In this case, we have opened the managed token menu item. And now I want to have a few things in my managed token. The one is I want to send tokens, which we are not actually using for the exchange specifically, but if I want to send tokens from one account to another account, then I want to use the send token function, so I actually can send tokens. I also want to have an approved token allowance function. So if I say I want to approve that my exchange can deduct tokens in my name, then I want to specify how much, and I want to do this via a web form. And it makes it very easy, so I don't have to really interact with the contract other than with my website. And the last thing that I want to do in my managed token is I want to add the token to my exchange because I'm the admin. So if I'm the admin, I have the possibility to add a new token to my exchange. And I also want to have one last thing. This is, I want to have a status bar. I want to see somehow where my exchange is. I want to see where my token contract is, under which address. I want to see how much balance I have, and so on. And I will add this menu bar to, or this side panel to all of my websites. Now let's start with the most basic part and add a new container with one row and one column, which is not spanning across the whole page. And I just call it managed token, and I give it some information, what it is doing. And I will say this, you have such and such tokens in your account. And let's see now how this looks like if you open it in the browser. Now I've opened again our Webpack HTTP server, the dev server, by running npm run dev, and it opens again on port localhost 8080 website. And I'm here in localhost 8080/managetoken.html. And here I have the content from my website that we just edited. And I will add now this side panel I was talking earlier about. So underneath the column large 8, I will add another column large 4. And these are the classes from Bootstrap. If you don't know them, familiarize yourself with them in getbootstrap.com. Very helpful, but not necessary for this course, obviously. So you can also just write plain text there. But I can recommend you Bootstrap at some point. I don't have to reload anything. It's automatically reloading in the background via the Webpack dev server. And I'm having here my side panel. And now I want to actually add some bootstrapping. I want to add that something is happening when my page is loaded. So it's really vanilla JavaScript, and I will add a new event listener to my page that when the page is loaded, then it should initiate the managed token bootstrapping from my app script. I'm going back to my exchange, and on the very bottom, before the body tag closes, I add a new script item, and I say window add event listener load, and then execute this function app init managed token. And now it will load the app init managed token, and in my app init managed token, it will try to app update token balance, app watch token events, and app print important information.